Good afternoon. This is going to be part 2 of Road of Adventure Podcast. I'm going to shorten it. It's going to be ROR. See, I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting at the park, drinking my Red Bull, and I had a few things to say. I think one of them being a clarification, and that would be the difference between 8 Life Path Day and an actual day 8. So when I made that video of fasting, which I did end up fasting, and I did end up not drinking, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but I want to get this out first. So basically, I think my plan is, so for 8 Life Path Days, it's going to be like strictly non-entertainment, so like no games. And I was watching a video recently basically saying not to take this shit too seriously, and it kind of motivated me to take it even more seriously. Because that day, specifically the one where I made that video, I don't know if it's windy or not. It's pretty fucking windy, and statistically speaking, you would most likely click off the video if the audio is horrible, but I don't really give a shit, at the end of the day. Even though I do low-key give a shit, like I said, it's in my mind. But yeah, that day, I noticed so many things happening, so many people wanting my attention, so many easy ways to completely lose yourself in whatever you're doing. Like, I did ended up going out, unfortunately, but I literally sat there. I didn't drink at the bars, the clubs. I didn't, like, nothing. It was a surprise even to me. Like, multiple times I wanted to do something. I had my brother there, and we were chilling. Fortunately, he kept me going, and I was pretty much his designated driver. It was truly an eye-opener to see, how my well-being ended up after, too, because I felt so much healthier. I felt so much better. And then I was watching this video at work. Well, I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it, on my earbuds. And this lady goes, because it was the topic of people and how like how you treat them. So she said, notice, instead of trying to hold yourself back, trying to be the bigger person, basically speaking, looking at it from the perspective of, like, okay, be mindful of how much energy you're giving them. So allow yourself to feel those emotions, allow yourself to get angry, allow yourself to be, how you feel. But at the end of the day, you observe your feelings and what you saw. This might not work out for everyone. Everyone has, of course, if you're into either psychology or whatever, you would know that not a lot of people will ever be as in touch with their emotions as, like, say, me, for example. So I would, so I'm speaking from from my point of view. Try to leave it at that. And my point of view is observing my feelings so that I can change them in the future, so I can be more mindful, basically, and be more mindful. So instead of, like, getting so angry at this person for treating me wrong, because there's somebody in my life who really pissed me off, and it's just like the lack of disrespect on their end. And I realized how much energy, because when I heard that, I allowed myself to feel. I got so pissed off, so angry. I was talking to myself. I looked like a crazy person, like I do now. And I was just like, damn, I just got so angry and crazy, and I realized, all right, so I'm observing the feelings that I had after I was done having my little fit. I was like, damn, I'm a little crazy. Why do I give this person so much of my time and energy? And that's always been my thing ever since I was young. I give people too much of my energy. I go way out of my way for the people I care about, and just people in general. That's just who I am as a person. If he needed something, I would, you know, I just also, in a way, the way I was raised, my grandmother, she's a like past 33-6. So naturally, she's all about integration, family, etc. Like, that's the examples I had growing up, and on how to be there for somebody. And I guess subconsciously I want to be like that because at the end of the day I want to be a good person as well. And so those things are kind of ingrained into me. But because I guess I would also say my lack of a father figure in life, right? Now, I never fully understood how to ground my energy as a man. So it comes out in this very strange, borderline obsessive attitude, as you will. Like, it has to get done. But that energy is actually what separates me from other people, because it makes you a leader. It makes you somebody who's able to get what they want no matter what it is. But you just have to move that energy, transmute or transport it into something that I really want to do. And I guess that would be this exactly, because I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to do today. And I already know, because I want to do the podcast by 8-day, but I'm just going to forget everything that happened the week prior anyway. So I figured whenever it hits me, whatever I feel the need to say what is on my mind, I'm just going to create a video, whether or not the audio is bad or not. I don't give a shit. If I have to, I'll pay for the auto filter or whatever on whatever editing software I use. And I mean, the video doesn't look half bad. I mean, look at the trees, look at me. I'm kind of crazy. I keep telling myself that, and I guess that's part of like law of attraction. Like, you're attracting what you put inside your vibration, and that would be me saying I'm crazy. And that's what I've been mindful of too, to be honest. I've been trying to play healthier music, for example, or getting out more in nature and really allowing the energy to absorb within me, and just be happy. I'm also wanting to change up how I dress as a person. I want to be more myself, authentic to who I am. I wear more jeans now. I don't usually wear jeans in the summertime. It's too hot, and I want to blame anyone for not wearing jeans either. But I feel like jeans, to me, they just represent somebody a lot more serious and more grounded. Because if you have shorts on, you're pretty much, and please don't take this to heart, you're pretty much a bitch for, not allowing yourself to feel the pain of the heat, and with your legs fully closed. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't, because it's shockingly stupid. You're more susceptible to, I guess, dehydration or whatever. But that's why I have a gallon of water right behind me that this phone's actually sitting on. It's on a gallon of water. But of course, I drink Red Bull. I already said in my last video, I have an obsession with energy drinks. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Pretty much, I may or may not be up all night. Who cares? Who knows? I also want to try lowering my drinking in general, because that day when I fasted, I want to get back into it. Oh my God, the next day, like, that whole day was hell. That whole day was hell. I felt like shit. I was hungry. I felt like shit. I couldn't do the things that I normally wanted to do. Oh my God, I was so pissed off. And then it really all worked out in the end, because I just felt so much happier. And that's why I'm so motivated to take this more seriously than ever, because the more and more I sacrifice, it seems, the more and more I really play into that 8-day rule, I become more myself, more happy, more who I am as a person. And that's why I will continue to do it. and I don't care if it's too serious. I don't care if it's, weird. I have a weird energy. Either people meet me and they think I'm suspicious. They think that I'm doing something shady or wrong. People always, I'm always getting stared at like I'm not supposed to belong there. And it's not because, I'm brown. It's not because, et cetera, et cetera. I just look like that's my energy. I just look like a shady person, partially due to my 8 life path and my past life. I was somebody very serious, and if I was there, then that means I was doing something, and it was most likely negative. So people's souls react to that, and most people don't take me seriously either because I got that Gemini 10th house. So from you're listening to me now, you're probably you think this is funny or you're laughing at me because I'm an entertainer basically. I know how to entertain, but and outside of entertainment wise, the shit I be saying is actually real, and if people applied it to their lives, they would find themselves a lot happier, like fasting, for example, or maybe even drinking a Red Bull at 12 p.m. Shit, that shit tastes so good. And it doesn't have sucralose either. Sucralose is an additive for a replacement for sugar. It's not good for you. It causes cancer or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna get cancer anyway. And I don't want to get deep into that, but basically, I may be, but I might survive it. Because in your 8th house is exactly where you're going to die anyway, So my 8th house is Aries, so it's like 1 energy, so I'll probably die in a fit of glory, like just being the happiest person on earth and just going into something and just dying right out. Damn, like blazing out, like guns a-blazing. That's how I'm gonna die, I feel like. And that would be so cool. And guns a-blazing for what exactly? Who knows? I have no idea, but it's just so exciting. And I guess I should get into the heavier topic of the video. Would be my views on death, because ever since I was young, I kind of realized this. Some girl, because I was a bad kid, no shocker, and they put me in this facility where they mixed up a bunch of weirdos who have depression and shit. And the one girl said, well, why should I even bother, because we're all going to die anyway. And I never really thought of anything like that before until that very moment when I was that age. And it started, made me realize the way I live my life, and that maybe I don't have to follow all these rules. Maybe there isn't anything wrong with who I am, and that people are just scared. At the end of the day, we're all just sitting here waiting on a timer, scared. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily scared, because actually it gave me some sort of relief as well, knowing that there's some sort of outcome to whatever is going on in this crazy life that we have. And that's partially because I'm also an ENTJ. For those of you unaware, or might be aware, I mean, I've gotten ENFP, I've gotten ESTJ, I've gotten all sorts of shit, but in reality, now I was going to say that, but I don't think I should say that yet. I shouldn't say that yet. I guess that's what my next sacrifice is too, and my 3rd installment, or maybe my 4th, who knows, because I say who knows a lot, because I live in the moment. So whenever something strikes me, I'm going to do something. And so I because I'm not entirely forward thinking, futuristic thinking, I just kind of do what's on my mind, or I'm future thinking, I should say, but in the moment. So like, oh, if I did this now, this, and this will happen. Just like I did this, I sat down, I went to the park, and I was like, oh wait, I can record a video because I'm just gonna forget everything anyway. Like I was saying before, so this would be a lot easier for me to make a video now than it is before. I guess to get back on topic of the idea of death, also as a kid, I've attempted maybe a few times. By a few, I mean two. One time, I was in this tub. It felt really good. I guess this is something I shouldn't talk about because I only get demonetized. Well, I don't even get paid or monetized to begin with, so I'll say whatever the heck I want. And then the other time was like these wires, and I was just like, well, do I really want to live out my life this way? And so I got some help. And then I eventually went to college for psychology. That's why I'm able to explain the way people's minds work a lot easier. And I feel like it's necessary for what you're trying to do in terms of tarot, because how are you able to help somebody if you know how to help them but you can't explain it? And the only way to explain it is to learn, and the only way to learn is to actually develop what you're trying to learn. So like psychology and tarot go hand in hand. And it's a form of divination. It's not about the future, as most people might think. It's about helping you become better and reaching your highest level of potential. And that's why I think people should care a lot more about furthering their minds in terms of psychology. If they want to read this, so I already laid down the ground rules for how to get into tarot. Be crazy, learn psychology, and I'm sure I'll come up with more rules as we go along in these videos, but I don't know, I guess I should end it here. Thanks for sticking by me, and I'll see you in the next one.